Errol Spence wants to know what's going on with the Conor Benn situation. It's a valid question. What happened? Let's talk.
Push the weight and no flex. Flex the live is 1 in the 6. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan, Bros on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Saw this tweet, so I took a little screenshot. And, salute to my brothers and sisters that are on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. It's like the Wild Wild West, and I don't need that headache. But I do see some things that the family do decide to post, and I just find it interesting. Errol, the Truth Spence, says, what's going on with the Conor Benn situation? The old out of sight, out of mind tactic. Still fresh in his mind. I mean, what happened to it? And it's strange because I recall there was more people accusing Errol of juicing. I mean, he's breaking eye sockets and look at his nipples and all this other weird stuff. He never popped though. And then then there's this. Are y'all looking at that? He has so many weights on the bar. The 2 final plates there, they had to put a band around it. Okay? I don't know how much that amount is, but I promise you that this exercise has nothing to do with boxing training. There's something called strength and conditioning. And you can do this exercise with strength and condition, but you don't need to max out. He's maxing out. Look, he got 2 dumbbells on the side of it. Okay? He gained an awful lot of rip in a short amount of time. But I know, if we in America say anything, it's like, oh, you're always blaming us for cheating. Well, surprise, surprise. What happened? What happened? Pop culture, y'all. Pop culture. So he popped. So Eubank Jr., he said the same thing. And let me remind you guys, he was never told about the first failed drug test. That's pretty astounding to me. I was like, whoa. Nobody told him. Conor or Eddie never told him that he failed the drug test. He also, I recall him saying that when he found out about it, he was hoping it was like a freak accident. Something went wrong because he really wanted this fight. All right. As an athlete, I did read that Eubank said, once everything settled in, he understood. He realized, they're really out to get me. Duh. They were out to get you, man. This is a dirty, grimy business. And when we talk about it, while we talk about things like this, I find it amazing how people their only defense is to call us out of our name. But they can't call us liars. You can call me out my name, but you can't call me a liar. Listen, man. Listen. Sticks and stones. You can't hurt me because the truth is the truth. There's another quote. Let me look at this quote real quick. He says, I was never told about the July test. I would not have accepted the fight at the start of August if I had known he had failed the test. By the time I did find out, it was too late. It was a very bad situation for me and for boxing and the fans. The fans. I say it again. When I repeat myself like that, I'm drilling it into your head. And you know what, Chris Eubanks Jr.? Some of the fans wouldn't have cared if you went in there and had an accident. It wouldn't have been an accident, matter of fact. It would have been premeditated. They wouldn't have cared Because Conor Benn had enough fans on his side that if you got in there and something bad happened to you, they wouldn't have cared. All they would have known is that my guy won. Aha! This is the level of ignorance that we're dealing with these fanatics. When I talk about cheating, I'm called a Wilder fanboy and all this other degrading stuff. Meanwhile, when Big Baby Miller popped dirty, I was on his bumper too. As a matter of fact, when I saw him face to face, I questioned him. I said, bro. And he said, I know. I'm going to get right. I said, all right. We shook hands and took a picture. Because I was rooting for the brother. He's from New York. He let himself down. He let me down. He blew an $8 or $9 million payday against Anthony Joshua. You remember that? I talk about cheating in the sport all around. You motherfuckers are fans of certain fighters. You don't care about the sport. Chris Eubanks did right by not getting in the ring with this dude. I know he wanted this real bad, but so did Conor Benn, and he wanted it by any means. And you're reading this thing correctly. This is not the first time Eddie Hearn had a fighter that popped dirty and he tried to hide it. This ain't the first time. He went as far as to try and move the location so the fight could still happen. Business over boxing. And you guys call yourself boxing fans? This is the culture, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there's cheating in boxing. Everyone says, oh, well, you know, there's no cheating. Yeah, ask them. They're cheating in boxing? There is? Oh, yeah, but it just didn't happen to certain fighters. A fighter you don't like, it didn't happen to him. Or her. Labarabi versus Togo. There was rumors about her corrupt gloves. Padding removed and manipulated. The next day, those gloves was on Mauricio Sillyman's desk. But when we said, yo, man, Franchon Cruz Dezern, was her opponent tested? What was we told by Mauricio Sillyman? You're just bullying her because she's gay. No, it's obvious she's gay. She says it. It's obvious because she's walking around looking like Jaime Munguia, and that's not by accident. We're just asking her, we're asking you, has she been tested? Because something don't look right. Franchon Cruz Dezern goes in there, loses the title, and then we find out this woman or this transformer pops because she was in the transition of becoming a what? A man. Time reveals all truth, ladies and gentlemen. This is the culture. It's not only this Eubank situation. And by the way, I know Chris Eubank Sr., people are clowning him. He's doing a lot of weird things online and this weird talk. But one thing I agree with him with was with this. They tried to brush him off as some crazy person. Some of that might be true. I don't know what's going on with him. But this I stand by. It's ridiculous. So he's gone missing in action. MIA. Another quote that says, before all this, he was on Instagram every single day, and nobody knows where he is now. It is a bad look. And he's going to have to man up at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if this man's career is over. You can't forget this, man. You gotta understand, this is combat sports. This isn't football where you can run a little faster. This isn't baseball where you can hit the ball a little harder. This isn't hockey where you can skate and slap the puck a little harder. This isn't even soccer. This is combat sports. And you can have such an advantage in that ring. You can actually take someone's life. We're barbaric for loving the sport as it is. But can we at least get a fair sport? Put your personal feelings aside for 2 fucking seconds. Some of you guys are ridiculous. This fella cheated, man. And if you don't like Chris Eubanks Jr. for whatever reason, You're quiet on this. I know when Big Baby Miller popped dirty, y'all know I don't deal with AJ like that. But the first thing I said was, whoa, what the 4 different things he had in his system? What was he trying to do? Kill him? I'm not with that. What happens if he got in there with AJ and swatted him around? And AJ went into a coma. And then we found out 3 days later he popped for 4 different substances. I'm not with that. Some of you are. Some of you could look past it. As long as your guy's winning, you don't see anything wrong. And what's wrong with the sport? But y'all get mad at me over car fights. I stand on it. Bronx on deck.